Hey everybody, welcome back to Samsung in a Minute, the channel that trains you on your Samsung Galaxy devices in 2 minutes or less. Today I'm going to show you a trick on how you're able to answer your phone calls by pressing the volume up rocker. So let's say maybe it's hard to see your screen, maybe it's harder for you to unlock your phone, or maybe you just want the convenience of pressing the volume up button to answer a phone call. This is how you're able to get this accomplished. If you pull down the notifications panel, click on the settings icon, what you're going to do is scroll down until you see accessibility. Now inside of accessibility, you want to go to interaction and dexterity because it's a new or different way to interact with your phone. Now underneath here, you're going to go to where it says answering and ending calls. Now inside of this one, you also have multiple different triggers you can turn on, but here's the second one here where you can press volume up to answer. Now the cool thing with this one is that you can do it either with your phone open and unlocked, you see the call come through, press the volume up key, it answers the phone call, or it'll also answer it if your phone is locked and in your pocket. So let's say that you have a phone coming through or a phone call coming through, you pull it out of your pocket, hit your volume up key, you just answered the phone call. So this is something that's very simple, it's quick, it's easy, but it's one of those things that actually sometimes improves your usage and experience with your Samsung Galaxy devices. Today we're going to talk about the lock screen floating icons. It's a way that you're able to clean up your lock screen and have a floating icon that holds your two shortcuts. So originally by stock, out of the default, when you pull your phone out of the box, you'll see two icons on the bottom, the one on the left and one on the right. These are shortcuts that you're able to basically swipe up and open to get into the phone. Now, as you also notice, I do have my fingerprint set up, and so it actually hides a small icon, which is this one right here. So the one thing that is nice is that if you do have your fingerprint set up, all you have to do is just keep holding on the screen, swipe to the left or to the right to open your application right away. So in order for you to enable this, you want to pull down the notifications panel, click on the settings icon, and scroll down to lock screen. Now inside of lock screen, you're going to scroll down just a little bit more, and this is where you can see your app shortcuts, and usually it would have looked like this out of the box. It could have been maybe your messages and then maybe your phone, but I go through and I make it messages and YouTube as it is the main two applications I use. But because I wanted to clean up my lock screen, I don't want icons on the bottom left and right, and since I have to unlock my phone anyways to use those two applications, you can set this option here, which is floating button. So it's kind of a floating button underneath the fingerprint reader. So this way you can go inside super quick. So just to show this in real time, if I was to go back to the lock screen, I have to unlock my phone anyways. I swipe to the right and now I'm inside of YouTube, or I could have also done messages. Now, besides that, what you would have to do is, let's say we go back inside of the lock screen, and really quick, I want to go back inside of just the normal bottom corner applications. If you wanted to go inside of YouTube, you would still have to unlock your phone either by pin or with your finger. To clarify really fast, if you don't have your fingerprint set up, so this little fingerprint icon's not there, what you will see is this little dot, and when you press and hold, then you'll see your two application shortcuts. Today we're going to talk about pin windows. So what exactly is pin windows and how does it work? And also, where is the setting to turn this on? So pin windows is a way that you're able to pin the app to the screen to prevent others from accessing features outside of the said or pinned app. So basically, let's say you wanted to pin YouTube or a game for a son or daughter, and you don't want them to go through your phone and call people, send text messages, send nudes to other people that you don't want to be done. So basically, it's a way that you're able to lock them into that specific application, but I also need to show you how you're able to turn it off when it is in use. So first off, let me show you where this setting is. You want to pull down the notifications panel, click on the settings icon, and what you're going to do is you're going to scroll down to where it says biometrics and security. Now underneath here, go to the very bottom one more time and click on other security settings. And scroll down one more time, and it's on the very bottom, you have pin windows. Now, once you have this one toggled on, you can also turn this one on as well, because what happens is that if you do pin a application, it tells you inside the text on the bottom to press and hold on recents and back to get out of it. So if you're trying to pin somebody in, you don't want them to get out of it, you might want to have your pin, which is your basic normal security setting on your phone that you already set up. Now, the other thing is that it will stop and block phone calls and and text messages. Again, it's a way so people don't get into your calls and messages to do something you don't want them to do. So let's say that YouTube is this application you want people to be stuck in, or maybe it's a game. Basically, what you want to do is hit on the recents button, go to that specific app that you want them to be pinned, hit on the icon on the top, so this little icon here of YouTube, and select pin this app. So now you're able to see that if I was to hit on the back button, it's going to let you know what 2 buttons to get out of. If I hit the home button, recents, it can't get me out. If I hit the power button, maybe if I wait a minute, turn it right back on, I'm still stuck. If you turn off the phone or restart it, it's also going to just go to your normal lock screen. So again, they're not able to get out of what you pinned and set them to be stuck on. Now, again, to get out of it, you want to press and hold on both of those options there, put in your PIN, put in your fingerprint, your facial recognition, whatever, and now you're out of that application. Today we're going to talk about how you're able to set up your favorite pens on your Samsung Galaxy Note 10. So first off, what you want to do is, let's say that we close out of this application, start from fresh. If you go inside of your Samsung Notes and you hit on this plus button, that means you're going to add in a brand new note. And you could be doing this with either text, writing, or also drawing with some brushes and colors and things like that. Now, if you're inside of here and let's say that you take a lot of notes. Well, you can see here that maybe this is not the pen and color and the way that it looks that I want to use. And let's say that there's 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 8 of your favorite pens that you always use all the time. Because maybe you go through here and you're like, I'm going to use this one. I want it to be at this color. I also want it to be at this thickness. So instead of doing all of this, just so you can go through here and make a little note, you can go right over here on the very bottom left-hand side, and these are your favorite pens. So actually, this one right here is set up. So this way, if I wanted to highlight something, so now I've got my highlighter. I also have this one here, which is really fun, to write with. It's just super simple. It's easy. If I go right over here, I've also got this one. Again, another one that's super fun. Kind of different ways of drawing. So what you're able to do is once you go on the very bottom over here, when you click on the plus button, this is where you're able to choose what you want. So let's say that we want this one. We want it to be this thick. I want this particular color, and I hit on done at this thickness, and then I hit on add. And so now when I hit on this button here, so now I can actually start writing and doing things with that. The other cool thing is that if you actually hit on your S Pen button, you'll notice that there's going to be a change with your favorite pens. So it's a way you're able to change really fast between going from, this little pen to this pen, to that little highlighter, to this pen, and then over into this one. So when you have them set up, they're going to show right over here, and press the button to actually get them changed. Any of these you don't want, hit on the little minus button or the little X, you get rid of it, and then now you're done, and now you're just down to those favorite pens. Today I'm going to show you how you're able to make your videos super steady and smooth on your Galaxy S10 and the Note 10 series. So let's say that we head over into the mode of video, and let's say that right off the bat you headed over into your settings, and as you scroll down you notice that your video stabilization was turned on. Well, this doesn't really make it as steady as it's able to go. The setting that you want to turn on is going to be this little hand right there that is shaking, and once you turn it on and it's activated, you can see that it says super steady on. So what I'm going to do in this video is, now that you know this small quick setting, I'm going to show you 3 examples. First off, I'm going to show you a video of me running with the video stabilization turned off, then a video of me running the exact same route with the video stabilization on, and then the last small video of me running with super steady activated, and you will see a huge difference between each setting upgrade. So again, if you are shooting anything and you want it to be smooth, maybe you have shaky hands, make sure you turn on super steady and it's gonna come through flawless. So check this out. Today we're going to talk about Screen Off Memo, and Screen Off Memo is a way that you're able to jot down notes, take memos when the screen was off and locked. But once you take out the S Pen, you're able to jot down anything you need. You can pin it to your lock screen and you can save it to your notes that you can edit and view later. So once you take out the S Pen, you're able to go through and change your color. So let's say you wanted it to be yellow, and we're going to go to the store and we need to buy milk, and we also need to buy eggs, and then maybe we need to go with green because we also have to get something that's in a different area of the store, which we need to get diapers. And also too, if you needed to jot down more, so let's say that you had a lot that was going on. If you hit the down arrow, you can just keep on adding more. So this one was basically screen 2. You also got screen 3, and you also have screen 4, and it goes quite a long ways. I'm going to guess 99 pages, but you probably don't need to go past 10. The other cool thing is that you can go through and you can change your thickness, and you can also delete some of the things that you have written. Now let's say that you just want to go through and you just want this to be saved first off. So now this will be saved inside of your Samsung Notes. Let's say we go inside of the device. Inside of Samsung Notes, we open up basically what we just got done writing down. Once you tap on the screen, it's a way you're able to make any type of an edit. So if we go down here, maybe we had something that, we bought that, we got this, but maybe we also needed to add in something else. And so let's say that we also need to get bread. So now we're going to write in bread, and then we can also get this thing saved. Now, as you were going through and you were basically kind of writing something down with that screen off memo, what you're able to do from here is, let's say that the screen was turned off. You pull out the S Pen. This was your note that you needed to view later on that was super important. You can pin this to your always on display. So once this is pinned to the always on display, it'll show for about 30 seconds. Now it is easier for me to read versus the camera, but these icons right here, if you double press it, it'll get rid of it. If you double press it, it'll bring it right on back. And then if you double press the X, it'll go away. So what'll happen is, let's say that you go to this screen here, it's not going to show. But if you want to view what you need to do later on in the day and you just wanted to see what time it was, here's your always on display. You see the time, but you also see your note of something that you need to do. So I'm going to double press on that X just to get rid of it. Today we're going to talk about a hidden feature inside of your flashlight quick settings, and it's one that you're able to control the brightness of that said flashlight. So usually you might just go through, turn it on, and you brighten, you see what you need to see, and then you go through and you turn it off. Now, as you know, with some of the rest of these icons, if you were to do a press and hold, it'll go into either the settings and full settings, and you're able to change things. So with night mode, I press and hold, and it takes me into the settings. Well, what's going to happen is if you press and hold on the flashlight icon, nothing happens. But if you tap on the word below it, so the word flashlight, it takes you into a quick settings of pretty much whatever settings you go into. So for underneath flashlight, when you turn it on, you can actually go through and you can change the brightness levels. So you can see right there, it's a very small light that's kind of being emitted. And if I go through and I turn it up, you can see that it got pretty bright. And this is just sitting on the table. So imagine what happens when it's actually lighting up an entire room. So another quick example of what that little quick settings look like, if I was to tap on the word night mode, you can see it's a quick little setting and you can go into the details, things like that. Let's say also same thing with auto rotate. You can go through and you can auto rotate and go through some of those quick settings without actually having to go into like the full screen of that setting, changes you're able to do. So again, instead of just going into flashlight, tapping your icon and being done, there's actually more you can do. So make sure you tap on that word, put it at that brightness level so it doesn't wake people up when you're looking around the room. And then not only them, but yourself is going to appreciate it. Today we're going to talk about how you're able to make your ultra wide photos look just a little bit better. So if you're like me, you use this setting all the time just to capture a little bit more inside of your frame. Also, you can be much closer to your subject as well as get everything inside of the frame. But sometimes when you do that with a ultra wide sensor, you might have a little bit of distortion on the corners. So this is how you're able to make those photos just look a little bit better. So what you want to to do is go inside of your settings inside of the camera. Now, as you scroll down, you're going to see this option here called Save Options. And inside of Save Options, you want to make sure that you toggle on this one right here. And you know it's toggled when you see the color of blue. Now, yours originally out of the box by default is turned off. So let me show you what it looks like when you have a photo that is the setting off and then the setting turned on. So we're going to go inside of the gallery. And I took a picture of my cameras that is sitting basically just directly behind me. Now, looking at this image, you can see that there's quite a bit of room right here. Now, this is a metal bar. It usually should go straight down, and there's quite a bit of area as a gap. Now, I'm pointing this out just so you can see the difference on what is really happening when you have this setting turned on. Also, over here is a small sign that I have, and you're going to notice that soon, both of those A is going to go away and also shrink the gap. So what is happening here? So this is the setting turned off and this is the setting turned on. So it's kind of it's fixing a small fisheye effect. Also, if there was somebody's face right here, it's going to be completely distorted. Maybe they weren't supposed to be in the photo anyways. Basically what happens is with the shape correction, it crops in just a little bit. So it cuts off the very corners anywhere where it would be disshapened. And so it's a way that's able to correct its shape. Today I'm going to go over roughly just a little bit of edge panels to have you understand just a little bit more in this small time frame. So edge panels is a way that you're able to open up a small tab on the right or left hand side and have quick tools or access to do something pretty quick or something that just kind of helps you get something accomplished. So first off, let's say that you don't see this small little tab on the right hand side or the left side and you want to get this one activated. So first go inside of your settings, go underneath display, and then inside of display, scroll down to where you see edge screen. Now inside of edge screen, you can see edge lighting, but today we're talking about edge panels. And this is where you can either activate or you can deactivate by having this little blue icon either there or not. So this just means that it's not there and now it's active, that you can have this small little edge panel of a tool on your right or left hand side. So now what we're going to do is, let's say that we pop this one open, and let's say that you already have this one here. You have this little quick setting over here that you can go inside, and there you are. You can activate and turn on all the different edges you would like. You also have this little edit button on the very bottom. So if you go inside of one of these little edges and you see a little edit button, that means you're able to add and change, and you can also move around any of these small icons on the right hand side. So you can actually bring in something that helps you and get rid of things that don't help you. Now you also have this icon right here that you can see everything in one little shot. So let's say that you don't know exactly where your little quick tools is at. Instead of you swiping through and kind of getting through all these things, click on that small little button, go inside of your quick tools, and you're there instantly. Now, instead of going through everything in depth, I'll actually leave that for my main full channel of Jimmy is Promo. I do want to leave you with this, that you are able to move this up or down anywhere that makes it simple and easy for you to use it. So if you are left-handed, you want it more towards the bottom for your thumb, or maybe you have, larger hands, you can put it there, or really, it doesn't matter. You can put it on left or right-hand side, move it up and down. Today I'm going to show you how you're able to set up your video lock screen on your Samsung Galaxy device, but in a fast, efficient way. So it doesn't matter how you get your videos, if they're recorded by yourself, if you go to a website to download videos, applications, no matter how you do it, as long as they're saved in your gallery, this is the most efficient and best way to get it done. If you go inside your gallery, it's going to show you all your different images, your pictures right there. But if you swipe down, then you're going to be able to categorize these and show your videos only. So I'm going to choose this one here. It's very cute. It's what you've seen at the beginning of this video. It's only 5 seconds long. So on the top right hand side, click on Set as Wallpaper. And then inside of here, you want to first go to Edit, because it is only able to be 15 seconds. So let's say that this is a 1-minute video. I'm able to choose the segment that I would like to use. Now with this one here, I'm going to actually make it short. I'm going to hit on the play button just to make sure that this is what I want. I want them to come together. So I do want to make this just a little bit longer. Let's see what this one looks like here. So I want them to come together. And that's pretty much the one that I would like to use. So I'm going to hit on done. It's going to save the video as itself in that small little form. And then you can set this one as the wallpaper. Now, once this one is set as the wallpaper for the lock screen, so now once you go back over into your lock screen, you're able to watch it. Now let's say that your screen timed out, but you wanted to watch your video just a little bit longer. If you place your finger on the screen and just kind of move it out of the way, it's a way you're able to actually watch your video play over and over and over again. So I hope that you guys have liked this video. If you guys did, please give this thing a huge thumbs up. Don't forget to hit on subscribe. You can subscribe right over here on the very bottom left-hand side. And if you liked this video, then more than likely you're going to like this video over here. And I'll see you guys later.
I got tons of soul on my true collectible. Famous, so famous, #1 desirable. I do what I want when I want and how I want it. Leave you with the one in the air.